all the participants, mainly my students and my colleagues who are here. It's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Moinak Ranjan Chaki as a formal thing. And though I call him as Moinak Da, but still as a decorum or as a practice, that it's my pleasure to introduce him. Mr. Chaki has more than 23 years experience as a senior HR leader in the domain of strategic HR, organizational interventions, employee engagement, leadership, and change, most importantly, change initiative. He is one of the next generation dynamic young leader who is really instrumental in shaping out next generation HR strategy. Presently he is working as a vice president group head human resources of Skipper Limited. During his illustrious career, though I love to talk more and more about Moinak Da, but it's a short thing that during his illustrious career, he has worked in various sectors like social sector, service industry, ITIS, FMCG, all sectors he has worked in the capacity of National People Capability Development Manager, for example, Carlsberg Group, National Head People Development, Aditya Birla Retail, Location Head Strategic Leadership Development, Wipro. He is an MBA from ISWBM, one of the premier institutes in the country, with an MA in Mass Communications. And presently he is a doctoral fellow of National Institute of Technology, Durgapur. During his career, he has won many accolades and awards. For example, in 2019, he conferred with Most Sustainable HR Leaders, HR by HRFI. 2008, 100 HR Leaders Who Makes the Difference by CHRO, Asia. 2017, Most Influential HR Leader, WHRDC. 2015, again, 100 Most Talented Global HR World HRD Congress, and not the least, last but not the least, Carlsberg Crown Award. He is a prolific speaker, and he has traveled many countries across the world because he has a certified HR trainer of SHRM. Wherever he worked, his organization also won many prizes like ET Now. Most recent one is ET Now Dream Companies to Work 2019. Now, without any delay, I would hand over this stage to Mr. Chaki. But before that, for your information, Mr. Chaki, I am very honored to introduce my institute. Calcutta Business School is a part of 100 years old Shiksha Foundation. We have our director, Dr. Devashish Ghosh, and many other faculty members from IITs and IIMs, and our students are also very much eager to listen to all this corporate speak. We actually conduct in a regular basis in order to give them an exposure to the frontiers of current practices followed in the industry in different domains. And your topic is quite interesting because you are going to talk on talent acquisition, particularly in the context when people are speculative and people are anxious that what would be the scenario in the job market post-COVID. So you are one of the person whom I know that during the COVID time, he has made his organization work without any retrenchment, without any reduction in salary, and without compromising on performance. So you are one of the rare HR manager in our country who has done it. This is a Herculean task. Stupendous level of involvement is required. So I would love to hear you, and my student, I'm sure, would gain most of the interesting findings from your discussions and your talk. So without any delay, Mr. Chaki, the stage is yours now.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sanjeev, Professor Sanjeev. I know Sanjeev personally and professionally both because he is my co-mate in NIT Durgapur for PhD research fellow for under the same guide. Yeah, I'm working in this industry almost 23, 24 years in different domains, different organizations in the tenure of last 24 years. It is a quite rich learning every day in this resilient world, that where adaptability and change is very much important, not also for the professional but also for our all young students. Now, Sanjeev had asked me to discuss with all of you regarding the current scenario or the future scenario of employabilities and the trend of talent acquisition in various industries, various domains. In my professional career, I never worked with the same type of industry twice as of now. I worked with DFID. DFID is Departmental Foreign and Industrial Development, Government of UK. That was a social sector. I worked with insurance sector, Allianz. Initially, during that period in Allianz, I was a sales head. Then I moved to HR during that period only, right? Post Allianz, I worked with advertising companies. I worked with Reliance Industries. Then I moved to Wipro ITES, BPO, then Wipro Technologies. From there, I moved to Aditya Birla Retail, and it was during that stage, Aditya Birla Retail was a baby boomer. That retail industry was coming into India. So we were the first few people, those who have made retail chains popular on behalf of Aditya Birla. You know the brand. It was earlier with Aditya Birla, the brand name was More. Now it has been sold to some other companies. Post Aditya Birla, I joined Carlsberg. So many of you must be aware about Carlsberg India, that the beer manufacturing giant of Denmark, world third largest, and India's number 2. I was there initially. I was heading the HR operation for East and North. Then I took over as a national people capability, which is the head of HR for India. And I was reporting to the Asia and Southeast Asia Pacific. Post that, I decided to work with promoters-driven organization, because most of the time I worked with corporates. So I met one of the young dynamic directors of Skipper Limited in a get-together. So there he said that, Mr. Chaki, you have worked with almost with all structured corporate organization. So we are an organization with high ambitions, and we want to make a change in our organization. So for your information, most of the organization I have started working, those who are sunrising industries. Like you, in your language, you can say like startups, right? When I joined Carlsberg India, that time Carlsberg India is quite new in India. For Aditya Birla, I was, it was a quite new venture for Aditya Birla Group itself. So Reliance Petroleum, initially I was in petroleum in Jamnagar, then I was into petroleum retailing. And petroleum retailing in private sector, Reliance was new into that period. So it was quite challenging and exciting experience to cope up with change, or implementing new thing in the industry, in the marketplace, with the customers, with the employees. Now, if you ask me that suddenly for the last 8-9 months, there was a huge change happened in the industry. And obviously that is because of the pandemic COVID, which was never planned, never expected out of any of our thought process that this can also happen. It was a big challenge for all the industry to become sustainable. It was not that easy. In my organization where I'm working presently, we have almost around 2,500 to 3,000 employees, mainly technical employees, engineers and diplomas, because my current organization is more into manufacturing of engineering goods. So we have 3 domains. One is we manufacture transmission towers. You can see all these big transmission towers in the field, and through which electrical transmission used to happen. So we are one of the major manufacturer in the globe. So we manufacture here and we supply it almost 23 countries globally. So we have multi-locational plants in India, right? Almost 7 plants are there. We have our pole manufacturing division, we have our projects division, and we also have our polymer division, which is basically we manufacture PVC pipes and tanks. So that's a channel sale. So in the same business, there are two nature of business in terms of sales angle. One is channel sales, which is polymer division, and another is institutional, government and corporate sales globally. That's in engineering division. But the whole business is majorly depending upon the customer. Now, when your COVID got started, the whole plant got shut. There was no people, only other than security people. And there was a tremendous fear in everybody's mind that what will happen. Within 7-10 days time, we get to know that there are many giant companies, like my previous companies. They all have started planning for downsizing manpower. They all have started planning for cutting down the cost, which is fixed cost, means employee salary. During 15th, we get to know almost 50% of the giant organization, and in eastern part of the India, almost 70% of the organization, they have slashed monthly salary by 50%, and they have started planning for slashing manpower by 30 to 50%. And actually that time there was no plan that what will happen and how long this COVID journey will continue with lockdown and what will be the future of the business. We were, quite confused. It was a very difficult challenge from HR people that, that entire employee, one side employees, one side your stakeholders like your investors, your financial partners, your, customers, obviously your suppliers. Everybody was looking at you that what will be your next step, what you are planning to do. And always April is the first month to start your new business. So first we have disbursed March salary. April we had a meeting with my chairman, board of directors and management team that during 16th that they also intend to have that salary card. So I suggest hold for 2 months. If this will continue after 2 months, we'll do the salary card. So they said, what is the logic? So then we had to explain that, this is the unpredictable time and unprecedented time of anybody's life. If we create more problem in their life, right, will they be happy? Will they trust you? Rather, if we can continue, you will see, possibly we cannot do production, but we can maintain our international sales space in a better way. So there was a debate. Finally, they have agreed to go ahead with April salary. Fortunately, our international sales team, they were quite good and they were completely aligned with all of our HR team members and the business heads. We started getting order in the month of April. 20th April, we got a very good order. Now the challenge is how to start the production. It is very difficult to starting the production in our plant locations because of social distancing, because of COVID norms. So we managed to get a permission from government of West Bengal to start with 50 people per shift to run the plant. And our daily shift manning is 1,300 per shift in 3 shifts. So you can imagine that, instead of 4,000 people, you are starting with 150 people. So people started, laughing that what these people are doing. So I said, please go ahead, start it. The day we have started with 50, again we have applied on the next day. Within 3 days, it has become 250, then 500, then 700 in a shift. We have multiple plant. I'm talking about one of the plant, which is one of the major big plant in Ulub area. We got enormous support from the employees, and we have started giving full support like COVID insurance, COVID health insurance, any health disaster or health problems in their family, we have started supporting them. So, it is like a storytelling. The whole journey was not a pain. It was a big learning for all of us. And it was the best learning possible in my life. In COVID time, in the first quarter, we have got highest number of orders and highest volume of order ever in the history of our company in our institutional sales. And it was so encouraging for the organization. Organization had declared a COVID bonus for the employees. Where all the people, all the organizations, there is no job, there is job card, there is salary card, all this negative. But we have enjoyed an enormous positive with my organization and the employees and the people, right? Now, why I am telling this story? The story is all about when you will be into organizations, there might be a challenge which can be branded as negativity, right? COVID is negative, obviously. For COVID is not a good thing for humankind. But through COVID, we have learned so many things. Like I'm talking to you with a platform called, Google Meet, sometimes in Zoom, sometimes in Microsoft, Earlier, we didn't get time. Might be Sanjeev had told me that to visit your institutions. But honestly speaking, as I'm extremely busy with my organization and the work, I didn't manage to get any time to go and meet you. But here is a platform, a new platform where I can meet you, where I can chat you, where we can learn together. Because I always learn from the students and the professors, those who are into academic research, analytics, and studying new things. We are busy with most of the, things which is daily transactional to manage the business line and the economy is stable. Now, what Sanjeev had asked me to discuss that what is the chances and scopes of employabilities? During COVID, we have learned that we might have to change from too much of manpower dependence to technological dependent product or technologically dependent manufacturing facilities. If I talk about conventional industries, if I talk about any FMCG company, most of the FMCG company, they have reduced their manpower and they have started their manufacturing mostly on entirely automation. Even in our case also, we are also going to do automation. But the best part is we are going to open a new plant because we have surplus manpower. We can put them into a new plant because we have orders for the next years also. Interestingly, you can see the dimension of the industries got changed. It was earlier dependent only on conventional industries. Now, if you look at whether it is in education, whether it is in IT technology driven, everything is available at your doorstep, at your home. Now, first I need to understand what is, if anybody, any of the students or any of the teachers can tell me, what is your understanding of, on the, current employability scenario or the future employability for the students, those who are doing MBA in different subject, where they will get the future opportunities and where the scopes is much more higher and the chances of career is much more, bright and prominent. Can anybody start interacting with me?
I ask the students to please interact with Mr. Chaki because you are the one who is going to graduate.
You ask question, I can give you a flat, knowledge view, but it will not help. If you ask question feel free. Let us discuss that. What is your thought? What is your feeling about the job market? Are you
Hello,
thinking
sir.
for conventional market? Yeah, please.
So, hello, sir. Good afternoon, sir. So,
Good afternoon.
basically, whatever the new scenario is concerned, what I feel that in each and every field you are having knowledge or you are in specialization, but you have to have the multi-skilling ability. Like not only in one particular thing, but suppose you are in the human resource management portion, but
Right.
you need to have the knowledge of a sales people or the field of sales, how marketing people are doing work, because in this time of era, like competition has also grown. So until and unless you are having the power of multi-skilling, you will not be able to like sustain in the job market.
Wonderful. Wonderful thought. Like in today's scenario, I am working with HR. I'm a domain expert as an HR, but I have started my career with sales. Right. Interestingly, what you have said, absolutely correct. Being into HR, you need to have understanding about finance. If you do not know about the cost, you will not be able to sustain. You need to understand compensation benefit as a subject if you're in HR. If you're in finance, if you do not know about the sales costing of the sales, what are the major parts of sales cost, what are the fixed costs, what are the variable costs, and how finance can help people in doing sales, because end of the day you need to earn revenue and sales will do the revenue earning, and rest all of us are support function or cost function. Praga has said absolutely bang on. So if you do not have multi-skilling, you will be little behind. So you need to have a good knowledge, whatever may be your specialization, but overall subject knowledge should be there. Another interesting thing, whatever subject you read, if you are not IT savvy, that entire employability scenario got changed. Let's say I'll give you a small example. If I talk about finance or accounts, everything is now IT driven. Whether it is through Oracle, whether it is through SAP, whether it is through some other cloud software, completely it is IT driven. So IT operational knowledge must be there. You need to learn, whether it is an institute or you need to study of yourself. If I talk about human resource, if you do not know about HRIS, HR technologies, you need to learn. Nobody will help you. You need to learn. If you can, you have your Google. If you search about what is HRIS, what are the HR technologies, you will get to know so many things about this. What are the role of AI today in HR recruitment? What are the role today in AI in investment, right? So all these things and tools is very much necessary for each and every individual learning, which will make you more competent for the future job market. Anybody from the team, any other suggestions or any other question? If I ask you what
I have
yeah, please.
I have few students from second year, like Srishti. Are you there? Sakshi or Srishti? Are you there? Sakshi Loya, Srishti. So if you can ask him questions that what are the areas where recruitment, promising, all these things, what he is suggesting. It would be, or anybody from first year, because you are studying next year, you will be in a position to become employable. So please ask as many as questions as you can. Any one of you, please
Sir,
ask
I
as
have
many
a-
as questions as.
Sir, I have a doubt or question like from wherever we are starting, if we want to specialize in human resource, so like from which career like should we start and from which portion should we choose in the initial stage of a career?
Now, if I talk about specific about human resource, now in human resource cycle, the job of a human resource professional start with from talent acquisition, right? Now, either it is a talent acquisition, from talent acquisition, it will go to compensation benefit. Along with compensation benefit, you need to know about compliances and industrial relationship and the law. Now, if you ask me that where to start, most of the companies, they used to hire as a HR trainee, they start with, recruitment process, right? Why? Because if you start with recruitment process, few things will get to know. That how to select a person, how to search a person's profile, and how recruitment is related with, the basics of human resource, like how to write a JD, how to write a KRA. So these are the basics of a human resource professional. The next stage is from recruitment, the next stage is compensation benefit. If somebody is already inside, so he will have an aspiration to grow inside the organization. So how is your salary structure? How is the job band of a company? What are the different layers and levels of the organization? How a person will grow in that lateral curve, right? So that compensation structure, compensation benefit, compensation law and the statutory law will come in the second part. The third part is talent management and development and the people development. Like if somebody is joining today in your organization, wherever you are working, you can hire him. You know about the basic statutory norm of government of India, government or the state where you will be working. Now, third part, what you need to know that how you can give growth, how you can plan your team should become more skilled. For that, you need to give them training and development. So training and development itself is a big subject. It is completely a different subject altogether, through which you can actually get to know many things. So there are people, those who can do specialization in OD and L&D, but OD and L&D will come after 3 to 4 years of your job experience. If somebody will get into OD and L&D at the first stage, he or she might be incomplete, right? Either they need to start from recruitment or compensation benefit, payroll. These are the first part what they need to learn. So the third stage is learning and development. Fourth stage is talent management and succession planning. That who is the talent? How will you assess somebody in the organization as a talent? How will you define a person as a talent, right? So what are the tools and the methodologies? What is 9 grid? If I talk about learning and development, what is Bloom's taxonomy for content development, right? What is Kirkpatrick model on return on investment? What is Judge-Philip model? So these are different concepts of learning and development domain. Fourth is succession planning and talent management. Now, what is talent management? That how you nurture your talent, how you develop your talent, what is the role of psychometry and behavioral dynamics in talent management, what are the role and the functions of training development, of skill development for the senior level people, how to do succession management. Finally, there is a concept called ABC, Assessment and Development Center, how to run a assessment and development center in the organization to retain and manage talent. This is the fourth part. And the final part is change management in organization development, that how you structure and restructure the organization. So these are the phases of HR career cycle, right? Where to start, how to learn and grow. So as fast you can learn these 5 steps in your career, then you will get to know the HR as a domain. Whatever we read, all these theories are actually we can implement in practical. But in books, we read it for examinations. But we also need to understand how to implement it. Right? There might be a students, those who are into marketing and sales function. Now, if I ask anybody, is there anybody who is interested in sales and marketing?
Yes,
Is there
sir.
anybody in this
Hello, student.
Yes.
who are
Yes, sir.
interested in sales and marketing?
Sisti Priya, please, would you please ask?
Yes, sir.
What you want to do in sales and marketing? What is your idea about sales and marketing?
So basically, I just I don't want to go to directly to the customer. I want to sell the product to the business. Like I want to do the business to business selling, sir. Selling.
How will you do this? So have you thought about the industry where
Yes,
you can
sir.
work?
I want to be into the FMCG sector, sir.
If you wanted to be into FMCG, do you have any idea about FMCG?
Yes, sir.
Like,
So I can contact various wholesaler or retailers or something, and then I can promote the product of the company, and I
but
can.
for that you need to get into the field. You need to go into the market daily, and you need to meet your distributor dealers daily. Are you
Yes.
ready to do that?
Yes, I'm ready to do the field work, sir.
Very good. Now I'll give you the basic idea about the Salesforce management, how we manage sales in FMCG and FMCD. Now, when we hire a new person in the field in sales, as a sales trainee, there are two distinct parts. One is sales, another is marketing. For marketing and brand management, people prefer to hire from Tier 1 institute and 1 people in a region. So what is their role? First, I'll tell you about the marketing. What they will be doing, they will be doing marketing analytics. They will be coordinating with market research agencies. They will grab the data of the region or the country or the subcontinent. So they will do the analysis, they will do the forecast that this is the possible sales potential for my X category product. Let's say you are working with let's say somebody in FMCG company working with Britannia. Now Britannia has their different variant of FMCG products. Whether it is like different variant means Britannia Marie itself is a category. It's a category of product. Britannia Thin Arrowroot Marie is a category of product. Britannia Cream Cracker is a different category of product. Means the target groups of the products are different. If I talk about Britannia Cream Biscuits, these will compete with Bisfarm Cream Biscuits. Giving you an example. So, for the marketing people, they will select the product line. They will give a forecast that in this product line, this is the trend of the market. This is the market opportunity and scopes. So, based on that, they will do the advertising promotion. So, there are two languages in advertising and promotions, which is very popular. Those will be into this FMCG and FMCD sales. One is known as ATL, one is known as BTL. ATL means above the line. Above the line means, above your eye line, which is actually advertised on public, like hoardings, outdoor advertising, television advertising, radio advertising. So any media advertising is known as, currently for your, basic understanding, it is ATL. Now, below the line, BTL. It is actually in the store, in the shop, in the distributor's position, advertising and promotions. So, how much discount you are giving to your, distributors or retailers? What are the gifts you are giving to the salesperson? Are you sharing? Are you giving any T-shirts? Are you doing product branding or not? Now, the whole planning and the strategy of market pull, creating a demand in the market by this marketing team. But the job scopes is very less. The people should be very conversant with advertising strategy, marketing, branding strategy with statistical knowledge, they will grow into that market. Hence, the people, those who are very good in sales, channel sales, after certain period, with the knowledge of market, they can get into this marketing field. So there are many successful salespeople, they can shift their career into marketing in the later part of their career. So the major chunk of job is available in the field sales. Now, in the current scenario, there are sales divided into different part. One is channel sales, what you are talking about, FMCG, FMCD. There are institutional sales. Institutional sales means selling to the corporates, selling to the government, selling to country. These are institutional sales. Now, another sales is, which is very much upcoming, that is your sales through your internet. What do you call? How will you define this internet sales? What is the nomenclature of the sales and marketing function through e-commerce? Can anybody tell me? Absolutely, Pragya, digital marketing. Absolutely bang on. Now, if you look at, I'll give you some examples where FMCG company is hiring 4 or 5 people, maybe entirely in the region as a management trainee. There, if you look at iJuice, they are hiring 60 people with much more higher salary in this domain. These are the new scopes of employability. If you are tech savvy, if you know the technology, interest in sales, you can get into it, and this industry will grow. Honestly speaking, we were selling our pipes only through retailers and dealers, conventional sales. Now, we are now getting more stronger into digital sales. Why? Because people are prefer to check the products through internet now. If I can contact you over a phone, if I can give you product catalog or virtual communications through internet, I can buy your products. So the selling skill through conventional mode is now changing. It was not only the way to sell the product. A new way of selling is digital marketing and digital sales, along with voice over sales. How you can speak not looking at the customer, right? How you can pitch your product over the phone. How you can convince your customer you have never seen or never met. So it can be over phone and it can be with your creativity through digital marketing. It is expected by next 3 to 4 years that entire sales domain will have a major paradigm shift from conventional sales model to digital sales. Now tell me, if I talk about only retail channel, now all of you have bought your daily needs through e-commerce product. How many of you have bought your daily groceries, your biscuits and FMCG products during this COVID time through e-commerce? How many of you have bought?
Sir, I think quite a few, sir.
Most
Almost
of us?
all of us. Yes, sir, all of us.
Most of us? Even till today we are buying through this convention, through e-commerce. Either we are using Grofers, we are using
Big Basket or JioMart.
Right? And we are also buying it through, Spencer's, Big Bazaar, online, phone call or online, we have started buying it, right? So that customers' buying habit is changing, right? So small retailers and distributors concept down the line will be lesser. It will not get abolished, but the other channels are growing. please learn that how that channel is working. So your mind, if you wanted to be in sales and marketing, your mind should be open. One side, we have seen that, conventional channel sales is there. It will be remaining for another 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, 20 years. But slowly, the trend of buying habits got changed. And it is changing daily. Most of you might have bought your dresses through my Myntra, Amazon, and Flipkarts, right? How many of you have bought your books, your daily needs, your dresses through e-commerce? How many of you? Almost everyone, Pragya? Anybody else other than Pragya?
Yes, sir.
I want to hear from all of you.
So
Yes,
please,
sir. All
students,
Because if you
Yes.
respond, because the testing for us, when we used to interact face to face, it was very easy to interact with you and discuss. But in virtual mode also, if we do not talk to each other, this will be a one-way communication. So that's why I'm not pressurizing you. I'm asking you if you are aligning with me, or if you have any disagreement with me, please raise the flag so that we can discuss. Right? So what I'm trying to tell you that you need to open up your mind from conventional mindset to a new ways of employability. What the employers looking for. If I would have been into an FMCG company HR head, I would love to sell through big basket. Or I would love to, like, JioMart is coming. That is a Reliance, Amazon actually. Why it is happening? Why these things are happening? Because, even if in my office, sitting in my office, I am booking my daily needs, in my leisure time. And I know that will reach my home in due time. So I'm not going to visit any shops. I'm not going to, spend more time there. If I want to eat something, I open Swiggy, Zomato, I'm booking my food, so restaurant is at my home. But Swiggy is not a food company, it's an IT company. Oyo is not a hotel company, it's an IT company. But they are the largest player in, travel and tourism market. So that's why I'm again and again trying to convince you, my dear friends. The way we have worked in my last 23 years, I have started changing my thought process. That boss, be ready, otherwise, maybe your junior team members are ready to replace you. And you have to replace me tomorrow. You need to be with the new way of working. COVID is not a challenge. Yes, COVID is definitely a challenge, but you need to take COVID as an opportunity of new learning. I am I'm thoroughly enjoying this, the challenge which I have faced during COVID. I have shared this story with Sanjeev and many of the other, professors and teachers in different institutes, that in initial days it was like a moron, and it was like everything got finished. So one fine day morning, so I started thinking, so something must be there to learn, and something, we need to take it as a challenge. So from that day I have started enjoying. For you all, whether you want to be in sales, whether you want to be into HR, technology orientation is your basics. Subject knowledge should be very strong. And you also need to read case studies. You also need to read more into, what is the realistic things happen in sales. That also you need to get explored. Now, I don't...
sorry to interrupt you, because many a times students ask us, we professors, we are facing questions from their end, and I don't
Yes.
I mean, it is a common thing that in the forum like this, they are shy to ask questions, but on behalf of them, I just ask you two important questions that they often ask us. One is that, how do you feel that if anyone wishes to continue his career or her career in the domain of operations management?
Okay.
What kind of opportunities are there in the market, and particularly the effect of dual incidents? One is Industry 4.0 and one is COVID, post-COVID. This is question number one. And question number two is which are the future companies, compared to traditional recruitment pattern, the number of recruitment, all these things, considering that, what do you feel as a recruiter and having so much of knowledge in this field, that in future, in coming 2-3 years down the line, which are the companies or which are the sector would recruit more?
Okay.
So these two questions.
I need to address the second question first, and the first question later, right? Now I'll give you a small story. My elder brother, elder cousin, he is the CMD and managing director for Eveready Industries. Then he was the managing director for McNally Bharat McNally Sayaji, one of the largest engineering manufacturing in India. And now he is the CMD for Kilburn, right? Now he is an IIT IIM ICWA. His name is Shubir Chaki, and he's a famous name in the industry. So he's very conventional, working with Mr. Khaitan's group for the last 33 years. He's on the verge of retirement. So he has one son and one daughter. Now the son, he started saying that you have wasted your life throughout spending in conventional process. So always my brother, I always in the side of my brother, and we start fighting with two young kids, those who are growing. Now I'll give you the career path of that guy. His name is Riddhiman. He got graduated in engineering in NIT Durgapur in electrical. So he got a job with Aditya Birla Group. He joined, and within 2 months he got resigned. So everybody got annoyed over him. So he had gone through with management examination, and he got an opportunity with IMI Gurgaon. From IMI Gurgaon, he didn't do a very good results, and honestly speaking, he didn't get any job in the interview also, because that time market was not good. So he joined with a company called Oxygen. Oxygen is an analytics and research company. Now your first question is now very addressed. He is an engineer with finance, with operation research. So he joined there. He started working in product development. So I was very curious that what product they were developing. I had no idea, being into HR, because I'm into a conventional HR for quite a long time. So he started explaining me, I'm developing a payment gateway. So I said, this is your product. Well, yes, this is my product. After 2 years, he joined Paytm. So in Paytm, he joined as a product manager. Associate product manager. So I thought, all these companies are, like Bubble, what is he doing? He's actually wasting his career. So his father was behind him to join in, any top brand in FMCG or, something like FMCD or engineering company. From Paytm, he joined Snapdeal within 1.5 years. After 2 years, he went to Singapore and joined Grab. Grab is a company like Uber. From Grab, he joined Uber. He is now 29 years. His salary in Indian currency in 2.7 crores, and he is the director of product of Uber. Now we cannot say anything to him. Now he is saying, this is the career which I was looking for. And honestly speaking, I was not aware. His strength was operation research. His strength was analytics. Being a finance guy, he was very strong in analytics. Now, in today's scenario, now I'm answering both the questions, Sanjeev, combined. If you do not know operation research. Even like, one of the students, Pragya, possibly you said that we need to be multi-skilled. If you're in sales and marketing, you need to know about operation. If you have these analytical skills, if you have the knowledge of analytics, in today's scenario, the biggest job, the biggest number of jobs are coming in that field. So sales analytics, marketing analytics, people analytics, HR data analytics, big data for finance, everything is now popping up in that particular domain. Other than conventional market, please also look at the future industry. If you have a thought process with conventional market, it is good, but it is better to make your mind open. I'll give you one example. I had never heard about a company called White Hat Junior, right? Now, if you look at the guy who has started White Hat Junior a few years back, or Vedant, it's like, we have smiled, we said, oh, what are these things? I don't think there is any such scopes. Now in today's scenario, I can project you will see the growth of this industry within next 3 to 4 years, which will be booming up like anything. That is education sector, health sector, analytics sector, even if any conventional sales getting converted into new way of selling, that is digital sales. These 4 or 5 sectors will be booming up like anything. Please focus on that also, and that will give you an additional impetus for your career. And if you wanted to be in a conventional jobs, you can try. Now banking jobs are all in operational mode, all in internet based. So if you do not have this IT and operational skill, operational knowledge, work knowledge, you will be little behind than others. Please give an equal weightage with your specialization. Sanjeev, if you have any more questions on this or anything else.
So it's very nice discussion. So if any student has any other question, we can take couple of questions. Otherwise, I would request my senior colleague, Professor Pinaki Ranjan Bhattacharya, which means Associate Professor of Character Business School, to give the vote of thanks. But before that, I allow students to ask few questions, 1 or 2 questions, because he is such a busy guy, and to get hold him and to listen to him is always an experience. I have this opportunity many a times, because many a times we used to go to Durgapur by bus, so I had many a times at length discussion with him. But it is your chance to ask you questions to him, because he has worked in India as well as in abroad, and very soon you might not find him in India also. So please ask 1 or 2 questions. Otherwise, I would request Professor Bhattacharya to give a formal vote of thanks.
Sanjeev, I can suggest you one thing. If you have specialization-wise people, later sometimes, with a 15 days timeline, if you can, I can interact with your people, those who are into sales, those who are into HR, in different domain. So I can give them, my experience and light that how they can prepare themselves, make themselves more industry ready with the new ways of working. So life is not similar to January. Now it has been changed. We are, most of the people, they are very happy with work from home. But honestly speaking, from 15th May, we are work from office, right? Although in a deferred manner, now 100% people are in office. And plant we are running with 3,000 people with COVID and managing COVID in a different way and giving the entire support to the people. So you should have that courage to, be market ready, right? And obviously you should have a big dream in your life. which I have learned from my juniors, like I have told about Riddhiman and his sister, she is in Microsoft. And I have learned from them. They are almost nearby age group with your students. So if they can think something different, might be I can see from this group, somebody can do miracle, which we can't think ever in our life. And you guys are actually the right guys who can create differences, and the right entrepreneurs are also inside this team. It is not always you have to do the job. You can think and dream something different, right? So that entrepreneurial skills in new ways of working is growing.
One of my senior colleague has asked a question, if you can shed light on retention plan.
No, retention plan means
So,
if
after. So Shubhendu sir, can you ask the question? Professor Shubhendu Majumdar, can you ask the question? You have raised this question. Professor Shubhendu Majumdar,
yes, please.
can you ask?
Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon, Mr. Majumdar.
Yes.
Yes, good afternoon. It is excellent lecture. I was just asking that regarding that whatever just you have shared, because work from home, day before yesterday we got a news from government, some pictures that there is a due to sales down, the staff cost is also, there is a drastically change, 25.3%. It is the first quarter of this financial year it is published. So regarding the retention, because the mental health of employees, it is now changing with different traumas and other things. How do we manage for the talents? Latest policy should be taken.
Yeah, you are absolutely correct and bang on the points. What is happening? That's why the first point in my organization I told, if you see that the mental trauma, there are two reasons of mental trauma and the mental pressure amongst the employee. One is most of the company have done salary cut, increment cut, job cut. So this is one area which is a major concern. Number two, people, those who are entirely into work from home mode, they are also into a mental trauma. What is happening? Earlier it was said that work from home is a very good way of working. Yes, I agree. It is very good way of working for service industries. It is a very good way of working for ITS industries. But after a certain time, interaction, with people is also needed. One term which was coined wrongly, either intentionally or unintentionally, is social distancing. Actually, the problem with the word social distancing is actually making ourselves socially distant and psychologically distant. Actually, it has to be physical distance. If you maintain a physical distance, proper, use your mask, use your hand sanitizer, you can work. You can work in the office, you can work in the plant. Now, the mental trauma and the talent retention. Now, right at this stage, the chances of attrition is lesser because hiring is not that much important, or hiring is not that, it's not happening in that way like on the other years. What is happening now, what we have done in my organization, we have a talent, we have done a framework called 9-grid matrix. We have done our performance assessment of the people during this pandemic also. So we have out of 2,230 people, those who are on permanent payroll, 10 to 12% people, those who are always talent. So we have mapped those talent. Now we have a talent retention plan with education extension, number one. So we have given them some different kind of skill development and educational extension program, tying up with few universities. We have given them performance bonus, special bonus, which is known as COVID bonus. Right? We have not given increment this year, right, like other companies. We have not decided whether we go for increment or not. But we are giving a special bonus. We have launched multiple production incentives at our floor level. And also we are doing different engagement program. I'll give you a small program, a small idea. What happened after COVID, when people are coming back to the workplace, it was a huge fear psychosis amongst the employees. Other people started thinking, is this guy is coming into the office? If I sit with him, if I meet with him, if I see him, I might have COVID. So we have started a engagement program for those people, those who have COVID or any family members, those who have COVID. After a 21 days, break when they are joining, we have started a program called Welcome Back, right? So in this Welcome Back, the cross-functional leaders along with their team members, they have started welcoming them with a bouquet of flowers and some gift. So the entire cycle of fear about COVID has gone away. Talents, those who are already in the organization, we are nurturing them. We have already started giving different training for our future business. Engage with those talent. How much time you are spending? Are you continuing with them? So we have launched a program called Talent Connect. So like I'm talking with your team members, with your team. So every week we have a Talent Connect program through which we started gaining and we are continuing conversation with our talent and the team members, those who are the crucial drivers. So it is helping us almost zero attrition, other than, there are some attritions happen during initial startup days because we have people, those who are outer state, like we have people from Punjab, we have people from MP, Maharashtra. So earlier they have resigned, they are willing to come back. We are considering if we can join them back, right? Other than this, we do not have any attrition right at this stage.
So, Mr. Chaki, we have many other questions, but I guess I would rather mail you those questions and take your views to circulate among the participants. So,
Sure.
Professor Bhattacharya, are you there? Professor Bhattacharya?
Yes, I'm there.
I request you to give. Professor Bhattacharya is our associate professor in the area of marketing. He's a very senior colleague of mine. And he is also the chairperson. So I request him to give a formal vote of thanks.
Yeah. Thank you, Sanjeev. Mr. Moinak Chaki. In fact, Mr. Moinak Chaki, well, of course, as I heard from Sanjeev, I've heard your name many a times. Okay. But I did not speak to you because I was listening to you. In fact, I joined a little bit late. But I have heard about you, so if you are not new to me, probably on this system. But
It's my pleasure.
yes, yeah. I mean, not only you, it's our pleasure also as well. At the same point of time, pleasure for both of us. Okay, but though I mean, they have given me the responsibility to give you a formal vote of thanks. But before that, what I would like to tell you is, I mean, what I would like to share with you is, the discussion which you had was indeed very much, encouraging and fulfilling to the extent that they have covered different aspects. First of all, the students, as you started with, the students, what is this current situation, how the market is going on, right? Many of our students are not really, not in a position to understand how the market is actually moving. You asked that question, but I did not answer because I wanted them to answer. I understood that they don't have any idea about how the market is actually moving. Okay, and then when you say that actually this is how we are working now. Okay, see, salary reduction or that part, that is one part, but retention of talent management is another part. But the most important part, which I understand from the point of view of when I am in the as a chairperson for investment and corporate relations, is that people who are there in the market, they are having a feeling which is very difficult to get. Very difficult because they are today there is a surplus.
Yes, yes.
There's a surplus of people across the country, right? In terms
Yes.
of management students, in terms of in all areas probably, right? And they are unable to find a place where to locate them. I mean, as we call it in a colloquial word, as we call it plugin. The plugin is
Absolutely.
this time, right? So that is what when you first asked this question, I thought students should be able to understand this part. That this is very, very important, which I tell my students also as well. Nevertheless, they will ask this question that what is exactly the student ask you a question, which is more important, whether it is talent or hard work. The answer which you get, though it was different, but that is a right answer to say that. Well, at times it is hard work, of course.
Yes,
at times,
yes.
but talent is something different. Hard work is always necessary. Even if you're talented,
You have to prove you are a talent through hard work only.
absolutely. You see,
You have to start with your hard work,
right,
then it will become smarter,
Right.
then you become a talent.
right. I said, normally I give an example to my student. Sachin Tendulkar had talent, but had he not worked hard, right, he would not have what he
Absolutely.
right today, right. That is what talent and hard work actually is. So I think this lecture or this idea, what you shared with us was absolutely fantastic. And the other option which I would like to talk to you is personally, of course, I'll come back to you. That is, if you have an opportunity in your organization in terms of extending help.
So
to
that part I
Sanjeev,
always have a discussion, maybe
I
in
know
his
that.
organization, maybe or somewhere. So
I know.
that part, Pinakida, that part has already been discussed.
Yeah.
And Mr. Chaki is Mr. Chaki later, but before that he is my Moinak Da. So I have already discussed things. So later on I will take you to him, or
Yeah.
I will attend or meeting with you.
Yeah,
Okay. So
I
I think that he must be.
There are few forums
Okay, so
where
I
you
think-
need to get into actually.
Yeah.
Hello?
We have already registered with NHRD. We have already done it. I'm already a member of NHRD. So NHRD has got
Right.
one forum. It's very, very important, as you know. Right. So I'm already actively involved there. Right. Okay.
Okay.
Days.
Okay.
And I mean,
Are you in touch with Abhijit?
yeah, Abhijit, yes. Abhijit, yes.
He's a good friend of mine actually.
Okay. In fact, we are having a meeting on Monday with Abhijit. Okay. And I came to know that he's my batchmate, of course. Yeah, but I came to know. Yeah. Okay. So that is one part. The other one is, I've got friends across the country. So I'm trying to contact them also. And I think hopefully, but what I want from you is, because you are hands-on in the industry, we better in that regard. That how particularly the students should understand this is a difficult year for all of us. For the students, for the freshers particularly. So they shouldn't have any, they should not be very choosy about it this time.
Look,
next-
it is true that what you are saying, I second you, I agree with you. Overall market scenario is changing very sharply, right?
Yes.
So if I'm not flexible in my mind, right, I'll miss the bus. I'll miss the opportunity, right?
Yes.
When we have also start our career, definitely during that period of time also I had worked with, in between I can give you a small feedback or story that when I was there with Aditya Birla Group, there was that downturn of 2007 and 9 of, that recession. So in that recession period, job was less. But post-COVID, job was lesser in conventional market. On the other side, you can see with the new industry, which are upcoming industry, jobs are increasing.
Right.
But if we are not looking at that, if I'm looking at in only for the conventional sides, they
Right.
will be losing the bus.
See, the thing is,
There will be opportunities.
I share with you to understand, this edtech companies, this fintech companies, they are growing at a very rapid pace.
Hugely growing.
And the
Hugely growing.
opportunities they're offering, the opportunities which they're offering, and because now these people are feeling, as I spoke to some of them, personally on a personal note also, what they told me is, sir, we are all working from home. So the beauty of it is we don't require an office. And because they don't require an office, they can work from home, have no issues. So they're recruiting numbers because the office cost, which they used to have before, has been drastically reduced this time.
Right. Absolutely.
That is the equation which they have made.
Absolutely.
Now this is
Pinakida,
not.
Pinakida, we are approaching 5. Pinakida, we are approaching
Yeah,
5.
yes, 1 second. See, because probably, I mean, now.
But I can't help but interrupt.
I know. I'm sorry. I've taken so much of your time.
Moinagda is very good at storytelling. So I also
Yes.
have Professor Majumdar is also here, Suvendu sir.
Yes.
So I have personally in my mind a plan to build some small cases after discussing with Moinagda. So that I will reveal later what I have planned in my mind. So for the time being,
Yes.
just say formal closing to this session.
Yeah, I think I should. I thank you. I thank you for the session from all of us at Calcutta Business School. I hope that I'll be meeting you formally.
Absolutely. No problem. I must thank all of you because, especially to the students and the faculties of CBS, my sincere gratitude to all of you. And I always, suggest, or rather, I'm there with the people, with the young generation, and they should have their open mindset. Otherwise, I don't want that you people will get into some other zone or mental zone. Your awareness should be more than us, actually, right? And what you are talking about, fintech organizations, they are growing inorganically. And if we should look at this set of organizations, your career will get into a much more faster pace than conventional organization, right? So please, research on this new ways of employabilities. If I say that there is no employability, yes, in my organization, in manufacturing, we are not hiring because we have not fired any people. We have our excess manpower. We have a plan to open a new plant. We'll shift them to another plant. But in fintech, inorganically, hiring is happening, and which is quite lucrative and interesting. So for faculties of CBS, my sincere regards and gratitude. I always, suggest that if you can groom your people and they are thinking towards the fintech organization and new generation organization, post-pandemic, they should get ready. Social organization, there is a huge scopes in social organizations, right? If I talk about, there is a site called devnetindia.org, you will see the number of jobs are inorganically growing.
Yes.
And then MBA students, if they will get into that sector, that's a high-paid sector. Most of the people are not aware.
Absolutely. You're very correct.
Most of the people
problem
are
is,
not aware. If somebody will get a job here,
problem is, Mr. Chaki, that the students have got a mindset that I'll only be in IT.
not their fault. That is not their fault, because that is our fault also. We also have that same mindset.
Absolutely.
Right at this state, with the situation, with the changing dimensions of the industry and the trend of the industry, I'm also changing. So I always request to the students and the faculty members, you also think differently.
Yes.
You also choose your career option differently so that you can grow faster and you can grow in a different tangent and the directions.
Yes.
And my blessings and best wishes to all the students. Be in touch. And thank you, professors. Thank you, Mr. Bhattacharya, Mr. Majumdar, Sanjeev, personally, all the students, right? And God bless you and take care in this pandemic. Stay safe, but be dynamic. Do not think I have to stay at home only. Right? Use your mask. Follow the rules and regulations. Open your mind to take the new challenge in the new way. Right?
Yeah.
So that conventional thoughts to a paradigm shift to the new way of working. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.